There have been people who've questioned this administration's commitment to Africa, both because of the efforts by the president to cut foreign aid, but also because of his past disparaging comments about the continent. Was he wrong to make those kinds of statements?
Our commitment to Africa is clear. The First Lady had a very successful visit just this past year. I am here now reinforcing the fact that our relationship with the continent is strong and growing. Ambassador Bolton has made very clear that he's intending in the coming months to roll out a new initiative focused on increasing our security and trading relationship with Africa. And we brought a bipartisan codel of senators and members of Congress here to underscore our commitment. So our actions are speaking for themselves in terms of our dedication to seeing Africa prosper. And I'm very excited about continuing my work to specifically focus on advocating and advancing the role of women on this continent and beyond.
Most of the migrants coming to the southern border are families. Are you supportive of the president's efforts to close the southern border? Do you think that's family-friendly?
We have a humanitarian crisis at our southern border of epic proportions. In March, there were 103,000 people who crossed illegally into our country. So this is not, there's no one solution to solving this problem. Ultimately, it's going to have to be done in Congress to change the laws that enable us to maintain secure borders and ensure that there's adequate humanitarian assistance and relief for those who are struggling and seeking legitimate asylum in our country. But this is a complex issue, and it's not new to this administration. This has been going on for a long time. My opinion of the investigation hasn't changed. I never expressed concern. I never talked about the investigation except when asked. And I was fortunate to have knowledge of the fact that I knew that there was no collusion. I knew that there was no obstruction. And this was affirmed in the Mueller report and Attorney General Barr's subsequent summary. So I have no cause to be concerned. I am looking forward to a time in the future when I can live a slightly more low-key, private life and be able to spend a little bit more time with my children. They're my top priority, so I do the best I can, juggling between the competing demands as working family, as every parent tries to do. Some days I do better, some days I do worse, but
do you
there
see a
will
run
be
for office in your future?
No.
There was a report recently that the president had said he was interested in you serving as the head of the World Bank. Is that accurate? Did he ever ask you about that?
He did ask me about that, but I love the work that I'm doing. And myself and Secretary Mnuchin, we oversaw the process of selecting the final candidate and bringing multiple candidates to the president ultimately for him to make the final decision. But we had a strong preference. David Melpass was unanimously confirmed, and he's going to do an unbelievable job. He also cares deeply about women's economic empowerment and knows that the mission of the World Bank is to eradicate poverty. And one of the smartest ways to do that is by targeting women, the education of women and girls, skills training, economic opportunities. So we're very aligned, and I'm incredibly excited to work with him, and we're here at a World Bank conference doing exactly that.
He did ask you if you'd be interested in taking on that role yourself.
He did.
And what was his pitch to you?
It was a question.
Yeah. And you said no.
I'm very happy doing the work that I'm doing.
Are there any other positions he's asked you about? He's sort of floated you as for UN ambassador as well?
I'll keep that between us.